This is gonna be an awkward trip. It's your fault. You guys asked for this. I'm not responsible for anything stupid, dumb, and or any, I don't know, or any lingering pauses that you guys might see or hear during this video.
Ladies, gentlemen, and others, welcome. This is Black Guy Senpai, and we're gonna go over some questions that I have been asked recently, like,
Hey, Black Guy Senpai, I see that you play Aquaforce. I see that you play Thavas. Why do you play this build? How do you beat this?
I'm gonna try to be brief as I can and go over these things. Like, one, we're gonna address how do you beat certain matchups. So, like, one of the questions is, because I have my stuff in my Facebook opened up. How do you beat chaos? But realistically, chaos, you have to be very careful with that matchup. You need to, even though you have a lot of resist units, chaos rips out a lot of cards out of your hand, and it then eventually deluge, I think, that rips out 2 cards out of your hand, and then one of those 2 cards, it puts it into damage face down, so that's a resource you can't use. So mainly the key is just like rely on some resist units, and Galphelia is the best thing that you can possibly do. Just try to, like, and I hate the answer when somebody says, how do you beat a control deck? And then they say, oh, just rush. Just rush, because that's stupid. You can't predict what's going to be in your hand. This is a game of variance. It's like, if you could set up your hand perfectly every single turn, yeah, that would be the answer.
Start out with 2 Title Assaults plus a Grade 2 Vanguard, and then have a Grade 3 Thavas that you want to be on, and then Stride Fodder, and then you just be golden. Oh, also, put a heal trigger in there.
So yeah, I hate when people say, just rush, because you can't always control that. You have to play to the best of your abilities. Next question I have is, why do I play Thavas? I play Thavas because, one, I love it. I love Aquaforce. I've been playing Aquaforce since the first trial deck with, it didn't even have Maelstrom as the boss. I forgot what the thing was as the boss, but I remember it was just being really bad. And team tournaments had just started up. And Maelstrom was BT08, and it was coming out in like a month. And I was like, oh man, I want to go to Team League, but we got to qualify at our shop tournament. There's only 3 other teams at our shop. I'm going to use this Aquaforce deck. Took the trial deck, took 2 copies of the trial deck, and then I went and I played. And then that was it. And then the rest just became history. Maelstrom came out, I kept going with that. I got an SP Basil from one of my friends for like 15 bucks. That was amazing. Thanks, Darren. Thankfully, I'm one of those people that derives off competition. So one of my better friends, Tyler, he built Aquaforce, and he kept saying, oh, I'm the Aquaforce master. So he pushed me in a sense to keep researching what's going on in Japan, what the trends are there, and to keep going and to keep playing Aquaforce, keep pushing myself to get better. Let's see. I think that should cover that question. Told you guys this is going to be awkward. You brought this upon yourself. Next question. Why are you such a weeb? I'm a self-contained weeb, but still a weeb. What are your favorite decks? My favorite decks are Thavas, preferably the draw heavy build, as you've seen my deck profile. 2, my second favorite deck is, I want to say that it is Pale Moon Harry. And then my third favorite deck is probably D-Police, the Die Kaiser, because I love the feeling of giving your opponent hope by letting them perfect guard and then smashing their hope and critting them. Or giving my whole front row crits and then not smashing anything, but still. And third, how do you beat control decks? This one is not going to be so quick, unfortunately, so you got to deal with my awkward rambling and ums and ahs and ums and ahs. So here we go. I'm going to explain this best as I can because I'm not that good at articulating. First, whatever control matchup you're thinking about, well, you think that you're going to face at like I'm assuming you're going to a huge regional or just a bigger than normal locals, or it's just maybe it might be your locals. Um, I don't like the answer of just rush them down, because in a perfect world where you can get the perfect hand every single game, yeah, that's what you would do. You would get uh, a grade two title assaults, use your bubble edge, have a booster behind one of your title assaults, and then swing 9, swing 4, swing Vanguard, swing draw a card, and then you'll be all right. Right? Maybe, maybe not, because for Chaos you have to worry about Deluge ripping cards out of your hand and then turning one of those lock cards into a lock damage, essentially lock damage, is counter blasted. Um, then you have to worry about even if you do use Galphelia to flip up your units, um, you have to worry about resource management, because you're like usually we use Galphelia to turn up counterblast so you can have more resources to do things, but you only thing you're gonna have to do with that now is Plato, and you're gonna have Supersonic Sailor, but you want to use Galphelia to unlock your units. So that's gonna be one thing. Sorry, I got loud neighbors. Um, and then you're gonna have to deal with just random BS. Like as soon as they ride to grade 3, you have to choose one of your things and lock it. Try to fill up your front rows and protect them, because for their first stride turn, because universe is a thing, and they'll call a thing straight to your front row, and that will suck. For Draconic Overlord, dot deck or any Kagero deck, because we know Overlord is the clan and everything else is the sub clan. Um, for that deck, you're gonna have to be careful. Just keep your resist units on board. Be mindful of the purge, because he will give you damage, and the destiny will burn one of your units even if it doesn't have resist, because it targets the circle, not the card itself. So that's how that gets around that. Also, if you put down a locked unit for Chaos, I know I'm backtracking a quick second. If you put down a locked unit with Chaos resist, sorry, can't talk words. If you put down a unit with the resist in the Chaos matchup, if they like deluge you or universe you, then like when it unflips, technically it's in that weird limbo space where they can still pop it and then draw the card off of it. And then Gridora, a lot of Gridora players aren't using the units that stop you from using your effects on cards. So you don't really have too much to worry about. You just have to worry about there's going to be a column that they say you can't call anything to. So with that column, you want to put either a restander, which preferably be title assault, or well, not title assault. Preferably perfectly, it would be Supreme Ruler Thavas. Then you just have another column, so that way, you know, you can just do whatever you need to. Swing, then swing with Alexandros. Target the thing that's rested. Stand them both. Give them power, and do all your. Don't worry about the arm motions. Don't know what that was. Anyway, so yeah, those were your questions. If you guys send me more questions, I will be more than happy to answer them after like, you know, a week or 2 weeks, because, you know, not too many people ask me questions. I've only gotten 3 questions so far. And hopefully I've answered anything that you have asked or you wouldn't ask. And anyway, this is Black Guy Senpai. Stay awesome, subscribe, watch. Thank you, you guys are amazing. Shenanigans.